this got all too creepy very, very fast. So I decided I'd stop doing my uh, repair estimation analysis and just take a break to reflect a few things. So the other day, I purchased the Closer Survival Guide by Grant Cardone. Shout out to Grant Cardone, the 10x rule. All about it. Well, draped down in his gear over here, just buying into his concept. But the Closer Survival Guide, and there was a key quote in there that I'm actually going to share in this video. And it mentioned if you can't predict your income, there is something you're short of knowing. So, number one, either you don't know what you want, or number two, you know what you want but don't know how to get it, and number three, maybe it's both. So, either you don't know what you want, or you know what you want and don't know how to get it, or it's a little bit of both. And that's very interesting because it's almost ironic that doing repair estimation analysis, obviously in the real estate space, as you guys know, it's part of the real estate experiment, but it's actually so accurate, right? If you can't predict your income, there's something that you don't know. So what I realized is I made a video earlier, a little back then, about friction, about how you're starting an activity, and there's friction. And so sometimes it might be that it's challenging, but why is it challenging? Is there something that you don't know? And in my case, when I was running my estimation, there was a section about the siting. And I don't know too much about siting of a property. And if I'm looking at the sheet here, again, I'm following the sheet here based on systems that have been used by another company. And I see demo, existing, finishing material. I see stucco, wood siding, vinyl, fiber cement siding, plywood panel siding, and etc. And to me, it's just, I've seen it. I've seen siding. I just don't know which is which with the naked eye. And so when I'm doing my repair analysis, I'm running through some friction because when it gets to that part, I'm looking at property. I don't know what siding it is. And it's as simple as literally taking the time. And this is why I'm shooting this video, because I just took the time to look it up, right? How is siding done? Or I'm not how is siding done. What siding is what? So stucco being, more of the cement, etc. Vinyl looking sometimes like wood, but not really wood. And that's really the reason why I say that. That's so important because I'm just reading right now. Fiber cement siding, it masquerades as wood or masonry, whereas like concrete and survives even through the harshest elements. If it masquerades as wood or masonry, how would I be able to tell if I don't have that knowledge? And then, how do I even go about doing a proper analysis, nor more or less feel the confidence to do so, and therefore have the willingness to do so and excitement to do so, if I have all these unclear things in my way? And it just goes back to knowing to know what you don't know. And how, if you can't, again, I'll pull up the quote here so I don't butcher it, but if you can't predict your income, there's something you're short of knowing. Just like if you can't predict the income on a property you're going to flip, there's something short of knowing. In my case, it was the siding, but in the retrospect of the entire goal setting and things we want to do, endeavors we want to choose in our lives, it's like, there's sometimes friction, and I don't think we take the time to realize what is it that I don't know about it. Because like Grant Cardone says here, I actually didn't finish the quote, he says, anytime I'm having trouble with what I want, I look at what I don't know. And in this day and age, with all the information that's out there on YouTube, Google, Siri, it's like, there's no excuse. And it's just a good reminder that sometimes you don't take the time to realize what's stopping me, or why am I procrastinating doing this activity? Is there something that I don't know that I don't want my to spend the time on tackling and focusing, there's just something there usually, right? If you're not getting X amount of numbers in your business, there's something that you don't know that you got to figure out. And in my case right now, as you guys know, in the real estate experiment, it's actually knowing everything that comes into play with in a house when it's time to renovate. What are going to be, from an estimation perspective, what are going to be the pieces that I need to put in to, and how much they're going to cost me, etc. And that's why we're doing, again, a lot of analysis right now. It's taking a lot more time, but just because it's taking a lot more time now, that shouldn't be in its own self an obstacle, because it's taking a long time now. There's something that I don't know, so now that I figured out that I know the siting now, it'll go a little bit faster. So that's a good recap. That's a very good symbiotic way to bring this whole thing in together. And what other thing did I want to know? I feel like there was another occurrence that happened. Something to do with survival. Isn't it ironic? The closer survival guide. Wearing the survival shirt. This has nothing to do. It's just serendipity. It's hilarious. The closer survival guide. So again, if you can't predict your income, there's something that you don't know. So I'll recap that. If you can't predict your income, there's something you don't know. Either number one, you don't know what you want. Is that right? Or number two, you know what you want but don't know how to get it. Or number three, it's a little bit of both. And with that being said, Grant Cardone usually focuses on what he doesn't know, is what he says. Whenever he runs into trouble, focus on what you don't know. And I think that's a great reminder, because then it'll remove that friction that you have and at the same time motivate you, because, again, originally or naturally we as humans want to choose the path of least resistance. And so when there is resistance, we usually, what do? We procrastinate. I'll put that due later, or that's not really important. When you know that it is, and you really just got to get to the point of, what don't I know? Figure it out, or ask somebody who doesn't, who may have the answer. And just like that. So often the easy things that are the hardest, vice versa, the hardest things are the easiest. We know what we ought to do. Just doing it, that's the hard part. So, great reminder. Thought I'd share that in the real estate experiment log. Check it off in the books, and let's keep moving. Let's build.